What's going on? Welcome to Just Geeking Out. This is the first live show. I couldn't do it by myself. I got my cousin, Christopher St. Victor,
What up? What
right
up?
here. What is going on, man? So, this is the first one. So, I don't even know if anyone's going to trickle in during the live. I'm sure people will catch it on the replay. So, we'll just get down to business.
Let's go.
Um,
I'm ready.
well, first of all, just what are you watching? What are you reading? What are you playing?
Yo,
What's
so
going on?
I'm watching a lot. So I'm watching Reacher. I'm,
Yo, why does Reacher have a stronghold on me? It's got me in a chokehold. This
why does
show
he?
is
Why does he get bigger every season?
because he's freaking Reacher.
So listen, I want to tell you why this show has a stronghold on you. You're as an '80s baby.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
it's like when they say chocolate triggers like something like dopamine sensors in your brain.
yeah,
This triggers your '80s action sensors in your brain.
yeah.
Like the gratuitous Lorenzo Lamas Renegade 18.
Renegade.
It triggers those things in your
It
brain.
does. Renegade freaking like
All
every
those UPN 9 shows that were on Saturday after, like Saturday afternoon, early evening,
yes.
Thunder in Paradise, Airwolf, all those.
Just a man on the road trying to do some good, not looking for
Right?
trouble, but trouble finds him.
Bad guys getting shot, stuff exploding. It
Yes.
scratches that itch. So
But it's
I think
still
that's why.
smart. It's still smart enough not to be just over the top campy. Like it's still grounded in enough for it not to feel like a cartoon or a
So
spoof.
he hasn't crossed over to like Vin Diesel Fast and Furious where he becomes an actual superhero. So
Right. He's on
which
the
is good.
line.
It's on the line. It's on the line. Like look, last season, like he gets shot, he's like, and and then like and it keeps going. So he got muted. All this action is too much for the mic. There
Gee,
you go.
now what?
Yeah.
Oh, man, it's way too much.
Yeah.
Um. Well, yeah, it reaches great. I'm a little behind on Invincible.
Okay. Invincible this
Okay.
season. I won't know spoiler free.
Yeah.
But tell me how one episode of Invincible did Batman v Superman better than
I don't even know
Batman.
what you're talking about, so don't spoil nothing.
When you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. You're like, this is what Chris was talking about. So Invincible's banging.
Wow.
That Spider-Man series.
Spider-Man is it's good for the kids, and I think the adults will like it too. I will say it's not on Invincible level,
No.
but
It's not. But
it's not
it
kiddie either. It's just
it's
it rides
it's
that
right.
line.
It's right in between, but it's good, man.
No, I did finish that one,
Okay,
and I
what'd
had a
you
good.
think of the finale?
I thought it was great. Spoiler alert for those who haven't watched Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I thought Tombstone getting his powers was too convenient. My critical mind was going like, he gets his powers and they immediately work. That I think I was asking a little too much for me.
See,
Just
I
that
thought
moment.
it was coming in little by little. Like you saw, like the vitiligo on his hands, and he's coming in little by little.
But he breathed in the gas and then he has super strength and helps Spider-Man in the fight in like
Right.
5 seconds.
And then he embraces the badness. He embraces the gang life.
I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm with it. No, it's a good show. I had a good time. I think people who enjoy the MCU will like it. I think people who are looking for more of a classic kind of comic book Peter Parker Spider-Man, they'll have issues with it.
I don't know about that though. The way Peter Parker is modeled exactly like the classic Peter Parker.
He is, but people forget that he's only in high school in the comics. For now,
Right.
he's an adult for the most part in the comics. He's in high school and college for like a small part.
Right.
So I think fans are like, okay, we've already done the high school Peter Parker kind of Tom Holland. Give us like how he typically is,
You
which
want
is in his
like for like the first Spider-Man, like I'm just making my way through the Daily Bugle Spider-Man.
yeah, well, yeah, akin to Spider-Man the animated series.
Yeah, I get that, but I don't. This series works for me, and I wasn't. Look, there's been a lot of Spider-Man series. We've had a lot in the past. Like,
And I wasn't a big fan of a lot of them.
well, so there was the one where There was Amazing Spider-Man where he had that. There was a bunch of them.
Yeah, the one where it's like digital, like
Yeah, there's that one.
that was pretty cool.
There's the one where he has like it's kind of like Lizzie McGuire a little bit, where he has like these like moments where he's talking to himself, and there's like a he looks like a pop figure Spider-Man. Like
Oh no, yeah, that wasn't. I didn't like that one.
yeah,
The one before that was fire. Spectacular Spider-Man.
yeah, it was good.
That was brilliant.
It was good, but I feel like so I wasn't so excited for this Spider-Man. No, okay, now mind you, Lawrence, we've talked about this offline so many times. I cannot be so excited because we have so much content, right? So
Spoiled by our riches.
right, so we've had a ton of Spider-Man series in the past, like not even in the past, like
Yeah.
from the late '90s, and
We've had a lot.
we've had a lot of Spider-Man series. So for them to say, "Oh, we're coming out with a new Spider-Man series," it's like, okay, like we've seen it how many times, but and I'll watch them here and there. But this one, like, I remember putting it on for Sebastian because he wanted something new to watch, and I was like, "I'll just put it on, check it out." And then I sat down. And I'm like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa,
It goes
whoa,
in.
whoa, whoa!"
It goes in.
It goes in, and
It goes in.
it's canon, but it's not. It works for me, man. I'm
Wait, did you
digging it.
see the Watcher watching?
Yes, I did.
So it's canon.
It's canon.
Just it's part of the multiverse.
It's canon. I'm gonna see how many Spider-Man series we had. Let me see. Hold on a second.
I can from the 90s. Tell me if I'm right. Spider-Man the animated series, the Amazing Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man, Spider-Man
Spider-Man
Unlimited.
2090. Yeah. Oh, that was the future one, right?
Oh, I think so. And then you
So we had every Spider-Man animated series in chronological order. Hold on, let me tell you what we got. We got time for me to go through this, or should I?
Not really.
Okay. All right.
Not really.
All right. Let me just tell you real quick.
Uh-huh.
So from the '90s Spider-Man, we've had Spider-Man the animated series was the one when we were growing up, right?
Yeah.
Then we had Spider-Man Unlimited, which was the future one, right? That was
Spider-Man Beyond.
Yeah. Then we had Spider-Man the new animated series in the early 2000s, which was only 13 episodes. Then we got Spectacular Spider-Man, which is the one you were talking about.
Banger.
Then we got Ultimate Spider-Man,
which is I didn't like that one.
Was that the one I'm talking about? Was that the one that had
He kept like turning to the audience?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which was And then we had Marvel's Spider-Man,
which was not great.
Yeah, we had that for 3 years. And then we had Spidey and His Amazing Friends, which is that's the kiddie one. Sebastian watches that with like
that's great for the Leah.
For the kids.
Christian watches that.
Christian watches that. It's good. That was good.
Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so that those are our Spider-Man series.
It's a lot. And but this one is made to coincide with the MCU, which is good, but it's also I'd be cool if it just did its own thing. I'm not complaining. It's dope.
I think it does just enough to coincide with it where you're like, oh, that's like, oh, you mentioned that, like, but not enough where these events or MCU events are hinging on what happens with Spider-Man.
Yeah. And it did have like a what the F moment of so Spider-Man fighting the Venom allowed the spider to go back in time to bite Peter. So which came first?
Yep.
Paradox. Yep. Which I'm sure we got to do it. I mean, well, that's just the preliminary part. We're gonna get into our show, but first we have to start with a bit of sad news, Chris. A bit of sad news.
Go ahead, hit me with it.
Well, not this. This is not the sad news. No. That's Moon Knight. But we're going to start with some sad news. First up, we have Michelle Trachtenberg.
Harriet the freaking Spy, man.
Bro. Hold on. Let's get on
She was 39 years old. She was found in an apartment in New York.
Yeah. And just love to her family, dude. For me, it was Pete and Pete when I first was introduced to her. Freaking Nona on Pete and Pete. And Buffy the Vampire Slayer is where I really got to see her do her thing as an older, not older, but an older.
Yeah, as a more mature actress,
more mature, But it's just sad, man. It's just real sad. Much love to her family. And like literally the next day, the next day, one of the best actors to ever
Yeah.
grace the freaking screen. Where's this picture? I got it right here. Bear with me. Do I have it here? I had it here, Chris.
I believe you had it.
You believe I had it.
I do.
But it's Gene Hackman. Gene Hackman, who
his wife, and his dog
and
passed
the
away.
dog passed away,
Crazy.
and it's still under investigation. And I'm not going to get too much into the conspiracy theory.
Oh, it's easy to go down that. It's easy to go down that rabbit hole.
No, we're here to celebrate the work, and
That's
of
Lex
course,
Luthor, man.
I mean that's how a lot of us were introduced to him, who around our age.
Right.
It was Lex Luthor. Then of course he's done amazing things before and after those movies. And for those who didn't know, he and Marlon Brando are part of the reason why the movies even got made. Like they were the names that validated and solidified the legitimacy of that movie.
Right.
It's before Superman the movie, everyone thought of like the Adam West Batman series as the only way you can do live action. And when you get Gene Hackman and Marlon Brando to do a Superman film, people are like, huh? It's kind of like Christopher Nolan doing a Batman film.
Right.
Kind of like, okay.
Because before that, there were some campy like B-level stuff, but there was no.
No one took it seriously live
Right.
action. And we had some things on the small screen, I'll say the Incredible Hulk and stuff like that, but nothing on that level was ever done. So yeah.
Roxy
knows what's going on. Yo, so real quick,
hold on, let me mute her and kick her out. Let me mute myself and kick her out.
Well, I'm gonna talk to the fan. Y'all listening. Talk amongst yourselves. So we got some images from Hush, some comic book news, man. Hush 2 is coming out. You can go to Jim Lee's Instagram page to see a little bit more. But it's looking good for those of you who've read Hush. You know what the deal is.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And the team is back for Hush. I'm very excited about that. It's been a while since I jumped in the beginning of some dope content like that. So
we got. Do you remember the Hush animated movie we got?
That was a couple years ago.
Wasn't that great?
I liked part 1. Wait. No, yeah, I didn't like it that. Well, they changed the story.
They changed huge aspects of the story.
Yeah.
So where Hush, where I mean, I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't read Hush, but Hush is a fantastic story arc that it not only ties in Batman, but ties in Bruce Wayne, which is really, really, really interesting.
Yeah. And that's the hard part. Is like it's never going to capture what you wanted to capture in animation because part of it's the mystery. Right. Once you know it, rewatching what you already know is fun. But I'm excited to get into another Batman mystery investigation.
But didn't they have a Hush Returns story? I'm looking at my shelf now.
They've had more Hush. Hush is showing up again, but this is the first time we're getting the team back together.
Yeah, I'm looking around. I know I have Hush, and right next to it, I think it's either called Hush Returns or Hush something. Yeah, but I know there was a couple of other story arcs revolving around Hush.
But I don't think it was the writer, and it probably wasn't Jim Lee.
Probably wasn't.
So this is the team getting back together for Hush 2. Very excited about that. Next up, dude, listen. We're going to talk about that He-Man.
Look. First of all,
I'm loving everything about this.
He looks right. I'm not going to lie. He looks right.
I don't listen. Chris, you said this to me a number of times where some things don't actually hold up. And Masters of the Universe actually is not a car. You can go back and watch Turtles. You can go back and watch Transformers. You can go back and watch G.I. Joe and find something like, oh, this is kind of dope. He-Man don't really hold up.
It does not. And this is me talking as a He-Man fan. Not as big as you. You had more He-Man stuff than I did. But this is me talking as a He-Man fan. It doesn't hold up. So
it doesn't hold up.
I have a Prince Adam here. It should be his shirt. I printed this, but his shirt should be pink as
What
opposed.
about his face, Chris?
What's wrong with his face, Lawrence? What, Lawrence? What is wrong with his face?
Not a thing. Not a thing.
That's what I thought. But you
Uh,
see where they took the
oh yeah, the guy, he has the pink shirt. He's looking like Prince Adam, and the sword is
the
on
sword is
point.
official. The
It's
power
it,
sword is
I'm
official.
gonna need to get one of those. And we actually got an actual official image, Chris, that came out, which is, and people are mad because he's on Earth,
Okay.
and the Dolph Lundgren one was on Earth, but He-Man being stranded on Earth wasn't why that movie was terrible. There's a lot of other reasons.
So first of all, that movie was awesome as a kid. Number one, when you watch it as a kid, tell me you walked out like that was terrible. You were like, that thing is awesome.
I was actually confused because I'm a He-Man head, so
Right.
I was sitting there in the theater going, "Where's Battle Cat? Where's Orko?
Right.
Why is he not turning to Prince Adam?" Like I was asking all the wrong questions.
Right.
But no, it was great. No, it wasn't great. It was okay as a kid.
It was exciting, but it was exciting to actually see He-Man though.
Absolutely, and he looked like He-Man, Dolph
He did.
Lundgren.
He did.
But He-Man, like we already know that He-Man's mother is from Earth. That's canon. She crash landed in a spaceship in Eternia, so He-Man is part human. So I heard the story's kind of like he's stranded on Earth, similar to like Thor, like
Yeah.
searching for his sword. I ain't mad at it. I'm gonna
Look,
wait to see it. I can't pass judgment.
like I said in the chat, as long as we see He-Man show up and we go back to Eternia and the whole movie's about Orko bringing He-Man back, then I have a real problem with it.
It
Unless
has to be about
it
He-Man
has to be about He-Man. Look, if
or Adam. I'll even take Adam for a while.
yeah, I mean, because eventually it's a turn to He-Man, but if he puts that sword in the air and says, "I have the power,"
Dude. And when you look at these images, you know, he's being arrested, which means he's not powerful. Like the Dolph Lundgren movie, I felt like was based on the mini comic where there is no Prince Adam. He's always He-Man all the
right?
time. Where this is like after the Filmation cartoon, which is when he doesn't use the power, he's just a regular guy. He has no power. He's still jacked. Look at
Yeah,
this
yeah, he's
guy.
still freaking
He's
huge.
still a physical specimen. But yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm a He-Man guy though, so I'm freaking excited. But my guy, you saw the freaking Daredevil versus Bullseye fight scene. Did you see this?
Yes, I did.
What are your thoughts?
I'm about it. I'm about that life.
It looks great.
Look, I'm coming to believe that so Daredevil, the first series gave us one of the best fight scenes in television history.
Absolutely.
Fight beyond that.
And it wasn't because it was like amazing flips and amazing kicks. It was just the sequence was gripping.
and then I came to realize that then we got Iron Fist. And I thought I was gonna get that same level of fight intensity, and we didn't. And then so now I know, like seeing this, like Charlie Cox is gonna bring it. So
he's gonna bring it.
And I'm just excited. And this series is supposed to be more violent, more gritty. And we know like Disney will go there. They went there with Deadpool, so they
I'm
can
concerned,
go there.
but I am a little concerned because the reason why that first fight scene in the season 1, it wasn't that it was violent. Like some of it we didn't even see because he was like going to a room and you would just hear it. But it was because he was watching this man kill himself to save this child. Like it was also the emotional part of it. And Charlie Cox, Vincent D'Onofrio, all the actors are going to kill it, no doubt. But it's not the same people behind the camera. It's not the same writers. It's not the same. So I'm like, yeah, you gave me a really dope, violent fight scene, but we can all agree that Daredevil was way more than that.
He was. But I think,
I mean, come on, Kingpin staring at the wall was gripping. That's what I'm. You got to give me that, that part too.
I think they can though. I
I
think they
think they
can,
can.
and I'm optimistic for it just because this coming week. So
Yeah, and I'm not concerned because I don't think they can. My concern is that I'm sure you want to make your own show and you have your own thing you want to do. So I hope that it's hard because you're taking you're taking toys out of this one toy box, and they're your toys now, and you should be able to do with them what you want. But if you play with them too much in your own way, we'll be like, that's not how you're supposed to play with them.
yeah, that's not how you play. It's like
That's
that
not
one
how
kid
you
who
play.
we don't know how to play when he comes over for the first time. That's not how you
Yeah,
play.
I think She-Hulk got a lot of hate. I think overhated. I thought She-Hulk was pretty fun. I enjoyed it, but
Yeah.
I think if they were to recast Matt Murdock, it would have been way easier. But to see Charlie Cox play that version of
Right,
Daredevil,
because you can't help but look for the so what I'm hoping for is, it's I can accept that it's kind of a soft reboot. I can accept that where the universe is slightly different. I can
hmm
accept those things,
hmm
but seeing Charlie Cox in that role, his tone needs to be the same. I can tell myself and tell my brain, like, look, this is not the same series,
but
but
he needs to feel the
he
same.
does. He does. And if he does that, which I think you tell me you're an actor. As an actor, I think, he has some say and some control over how he portrays that character. And if he does that,
Uh, yes, no, yes, it depends. It really depends because you're talking. This is the mouse, Chris. This is
yeah,
Disney.
yeah,
You're not going to really tell Disney what to do. I just hope that everyone came on board to take what they did to the next level and
that
not. But and it does need to change because it's not the Netflix series. So
right.
yeah, they're kind of in a damned if you do, damned if you don't.
But if they deliver, look, don't be boring. That's the cardinal sin, right?
Oh,
So this is the cardinal sin I and I've said this on our other podcast. I've said this on and just me and you talking. I said this to anyone who will listen. There's a lot of stuff out there that I'll like and I'll get criticized for because I like it, but that's because it's a good time and it's not boring. And you can try and be like, "Oh, I'm true to this source material, or I'm doing this, or we're doing that."
nah, that's
But if
that's that's all just fanboying.
right, but if you're boring and you're not a good time, then why bother?
Yeah.
So I'm hoping we're gonna go into this like, and it's a good time. And if it's a good time, then like, look, will it be awkward? Maybe the first two episodes where we're trying to get used to the tone and change. Yeah, but if it's a good time, it's engaging. That will pass quick, and we'll jump into it.
It will. I have high hope. Listen. Daredevil to me is also the best superhero television show ever made. Fight me on it. It
Nah,
is.
no, I'm not. Yeah, I'll give you that one.
I
That
mean,
was
it's peak television.
it is. It is.
So for anyone to make anything, including these guys, that's like better than peak television is a tall order. So
Right.
even if they hit a few stars, it's going to be dope. So I'm excited for that. I'm very excited for that.
Wait,
So
before you jump, you know that with this, they're rumored to be bringing back the Defenders too.
well, we'll see, right? Because I think Jessica Jones they're talking about. Luke Cage a little less, but well, let's talk about. I want to show you this then because we're kind of on the topic as we're talking about the Defenders. But before the Defenders, we definitely have something greenlit here. And where is the pit? We we're getting a special. Punisher's getting
Punisher,
a
baby.
special presentation. Similar to Werewolf by Night and the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special, where it's
Yep.
kind of like a couple episodes, just maybe a little mini movie.
Yep.
So if we're going down this Netflix Marvel universe and bringing it into the MCU, I feel like yeah, we're gonna get the Defenders. Do we need all the Defenders?
No, we
Do
don't.
we need the
I don't
Defenders?
need Iron Fist. I'll take Luke Cage and I'll take Punisher. I can leave Iron Fist.
I I think I need. This is gonna sound. I'm gonna get my black card revoked here. I think I need Jessica Jones more than Luke Cage, only
Really?
because I just, for some reason, I feel like Luke Cage needs to be like The Wire on HBO. I just don't see Disney Plus giving me the Luke Cage I want, the Luke Cage
you,
that I
need,
really want.
you need that down home
I
like
need that New York.
yeah Timberland boot
Mm,
backwards Yankee cap.
yeah, I need because I need it darker and grittier than what Netflix gave us
Yeah.
for Luke Cage.
Here's the deal with Luke Cage. Luke Cage. So like any like predominantly black show, you're just proud to see people that look like you on it.
Absolutely,
So, and we've talked about some of this stuff like on and off, but it doesn't necessarily give them doesn't give us a pass to have subpar content, but it definitely lets you're just excited. Sometimes you're just excited that
it
you know it
exists.
exists. And I got a lot of that when Luke Cage was dope. I like Luke Cage.
Cage was good.
And I liked how like it integrated. It felt authentic. It didn't
Hmm.
feel like Dangerous Minds, where it was obviously a white person writing the content with there's a dap after every sentence, and like you know when it's authentic and when it's not. And when it
Yes,
feels real and it feels authentic, then you're like, you know what, I can ride with it. So I,
yeah.
I enjoy Luke Cage. I would like to see Luke Cage back.
Like my dream Luke Cage would feel like Snowfall. Like I want it to feel like The Wire, like
Yeah.
that. And it's an acquired taste. Not many people want that kind of superhero show, but I feel like so. If they do Luke Cage, I'm down. Jessica Jones, I'm down. I'm down for them to fix. No, don't do. I just bring Shang Chi back. Where is Shang Chi? Like, let's
Whatever happened with
talk
that?
about movies they made that like went nowhere. Like,
So you know what's funny is Captain America: Brave New World.
I enjoyed it.
I liked it too, and it brought some tied in some closure with Eternals and with Hulk. So I'm hoping that some of these future projects, if they went that far back, where they where they address some mysteries from the Hulk,
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
they'll
yeah.
bring and because Shang-Chi was dope.
Well, he's supposed to be part of the new group of heroes and whatever the next phases were supposed to
And
be.
they just completely ignored him. And
Nothing.
it was a dope. I mean, I haven't gone back and rewatched the movie since.
It was you. I mean, it's a good movie. It followed the typical
Yeah,
Marvel superhero origin film, but
right.
it was really cool to see a different face with a different culture.
Yeah,
And I mean, it did well. I just think it got mixed into their over. They got a
I
little
they
ahead of
came,
their plans.
it came out at the wrong time. It came out during a time where the phases were very, very, very. We went from phase one to phase two, where even until like Avengers Endgame, where the phases were very clear
Hmm.
and kind of like the goal line of what was going to happen. That phase was very clear,
Hmm.
and then after that, I feel like it got lost. Where
Well, I think the Disney Plus shows didn't help because even in Phase One, I'm okay with a new Phase One where we're just kind of introducing these heroes. We don't know how they're all going to get together yet. But the TV series, it also made the timelines crazy. So it's like, okay, Spider-Man Far From Home comes out, and it's 5 years after the blip. But then this series takes place before the. It's like the blip 5 year time jump. Like they started falling over themselves a bit.
yeah,
And speaking of which, one of the casualties, this guy's not getting a season two.
which I thought Moon Knight was like a breath of fresh air when it came to Marvel. I'm telling you, everybody in my house liked it. My wife liked it. My son liked it. We would watch Moon Knight every day premiered the episode. We watched it.
I enjoyed it except for the finale, only because I want to see Moon Knight save the day. But I think, but they said that we'll see Moon Knight again,
Yeah.
but he's just not getting a season two because I think they're pulling back on all their they're pulling back on a lot of their projects and TV series. I think they just got a little
Overzealous.
got ahead of themselves a little bit with
But
the
I think Moon
pandemic
Knight
and the streaming wars.
but I think Moon Knight is a project you can do that's kind of you can still have it be technically canon, but because it's so like on it's such a fringe character that you can still have Moon Knight operating and doing Moon Knight stuff, still be canon, but still have his own adventures without tying into everything else.
Yeah, I think they're trying to just figure out what they want out of the Marvel series. Period.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if they figured out yet. What do they want these series to be introductions to heroes? Do they want these series like Daredevil to be these street level heroes that may never engage in the end of the world stuff? Like I think they're still figuring it out. And Moon Knight, he's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
He's not a daredevil. Like his escapades could be world. you
Yeah.
know. But we'll see. And Oscar Isaac's not cheap. So if you're gonna bring actors like freaking Oscar Isaac and Ethan Hawke,
Hulk, I know.
you're not finding no names here, you know. And speaking of some more Marvel, not so great news, Chris. Where is this picture? One of the best freaking additions to Disney Plus that own 2024. You hear me stalling as I'm scrolling, trying to find the picture. Um, so we're gonna have to wait to
I
2026
heard.
to
I
get an X
heard.
Men '97 season 2, bro. Do you remember when we was a kid where you were guaranteed like the next season's the
Next
next
fall.
fall?
Next fall.
We waiting 2 years to 2024 to 2026.
I'm gonna tell you what though, this content, first of all, I like Blue Eyed Samurai, but
That's come on.
this was robbed. This should have won.
No,
X-Men 97 should
no,
have won.
no, no,
Yes,
no,
yes.
no. Absolutely not. Blue Eye Samurai is freaking. It's art. It's art, Chris. No.
Look, X-Men 97 was amazing. And you know what? If I have to wait 2 years to get it, so they get it right and
But the
deliver,
scripts I heard were written. I guess the animation takes some
I
time.
guess I don't know. Just something like this. Honestly, as much as of course I want it now because I want to
I
watch it,
want it now.
but I'm okay waiting for it because this is not just like background filler. You don't put this on while you're doing while you're working. You don't put this on while you're cleaning the house. You don't you This is something you need to stop, put it on, and give it your
This
undivided
is
attention.
cinema.
Exactly.
It's cinema.
Exactly. This is not the McDonald's of cartoons. This is Ruth Chris right here. So I'll wait till they can
Well,
get it
I
right.
guess we waited a long time between the original and
We did.
'97. I guess
Exactly.
we'll be fine. No, I'm with you. I'm with you. It's just I'm just used to getting things every fall, but I guess we weren't getting things like this every fall
Right.
back in the day. Yo, let's get into some DC movie news, man.
Yeah, let's go.
So, James Gunn, he had a kind of a town hall meeting where he started talking about their entire slate. He changed the entire slate, or a lot of it. Some things aren't going forward, some things are. So basically, they're going to come out with 7 projects a year is their goal.
Okay.
Two live action movies, 1 animated movie, 2 live action shows, and 2 animated series is their goal. So it'd be
Okay.
7 projects a year. It
Okay.
sounds ambitious, but when you think about
That sounds good.
yeah, yeah, I mean he's already done. He's not doing it this year, but we already have Creature Commandos and
Yep.
Superman's coming out 2024. I mean 2025, and Peacemaker might come out this year. I don't remember. So he's kind of already getting the ball rolling here, but he has a 6-year plan that he wants it to culminate to like an Avengers Endgame style event or movie.
I'm good with
So
that.
I guess like the Justice League in 6 years will have to come together to stop something that Superman can't handle alone. which sounds cool. I like that it's going to be a 6-year plan to get there,
Right.
whereas
It was
everything was
rushed.
so
It was rushed the first time. It was
it was
rushed, and they were trying to follow. They were trying to follow the Marvel. It was like Marvel light, and it didn't work.
it didn't, and it just didn't. He did say they want every project to feel like a standalone. So
Okay.
each project they're going to have their own identity. So just because Creature Commandos is rated R and over the top doesn't mean Superman is going to even feel remotely like that. So he wants people to be able to watch these things on their own and not feel like they have to watch everything. But if you do, you'll be rewarded, which I love. I think the issue with the MCU is like, yeah, if you went to see Brave New World, Captain America,
My
and you
wife.
didn't see the Incredible Hulk or the Eternals,
My wife
you're
was
kind of
one.
like,
I had to
yeah,
explain so
especially
much
with the
stuff.
Incredible Hulk, you don't know why it matters, which I think works for them. DC shouldn't have to do that, at least not yet.
Yeah.
Earn that,
Yeah.
earn that. So one of the projects, dude, we have an image. I hope I have it here of the lanterns, man. We got a first image of the lanterns.
That's gonna be on HBO Max.
That's going to be on HBO Max with ah. I don't have it. Can
Yeah. Yeah.
you pull that bad boy up?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, we have Kyle Chandler and Aaron Pierre as
Yep,
Hal
the brother
Jordan.
from whatchamacallit. He was in that movie on was it that Netflix movie?
Yeah, Hacks. Not the one that I haven't even seen it yet, but Black Reacher, as you guys call
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah,
it.
let me Black Reacher. Yep. Let me do the screen.
He's also if you I'm sure you've heard of Aaron Pierre. That's Mufasa.
Yeah. So what's interesting is look.
Someone is at the
So
front
we
door.
have the guy from Office Space.
Oh
Who's
no, pull up the official picture.
hold on, where is
Look for your official lanterns image.
okay, hold on a second.
Office Space.
Yeah.
Friday Night Lights.
Ah,
That's what we remember him from.
give me Office Space, man. Here's an official picture. Here's superhero hype. I'm gonna share superhero hype. All right.
Yeah.
So these guys are doing like the Hulkish walk. The
Dude. So that's an official image, and I love it. I love everything about this. First of all, I love his casting as Hal Jordan because you get the feeling that he's this kind of old soldier, but there's something about him that does feel like Tom Cruise in freaking Top Gun. Like there's something
he
about
has
him that's
look.
because Hal
This
Jordan's kind
both.
of a jerk.
Yes, yes. Like he's like arrogant and like he
Yeah,
has it. And then that
yeah.
is the brother with the light eyes has the John
Very
Stamos.
stern.
Yeah.
Very yeah, uh, and Hal is actually wearing the Green Lantern ring on his finger,
Yeah.
which which is designed differently than Guy Gardner's ring in the
And
Superman
we
movie.
have a Guy Gardner on here too.
Well, he's going to be in the Superman movie,
No, that's right. That's true. That's right.
and his ring looks different than his. So I'm interested to see is there a reason, or is it just the design? But I love
Yeah.
it. I think you got some people from True Detective working on this, so this is
Oh,
going to be a
man.
grounded series.
So are they gonna be like space police and they're gonna be
James Gunn said that it is a planetary show. They are on Earth, and it's going to be grounded, but it's still going to bring in the Green Lantern lore. So they're still going to have the sci-fi fantastical element to it, but it is Earth-bound, which I'm not mad about because these like isn't Earth like their sector?
yeah, that's exactly no, right. No, it's
Yeah,
right. These are they have to they're the ones that have they're the ones that are protecting Earth. So yeah.
yeah. So this is I'm very interested in this. All right, end your share screen. I'm gonna share mine again.
Good.
So we're also getting a well, I'll still say this: we're getting a Blue Beetle animated series with the cast and makers of the Blue Beetle film. So it
That
looks
Blue
like
Beetle film was great. It was a good time, man.
it was just a casualty of the switching of the regime, and the ending of the Snyderverse. It was supposed to be an HBO Max series, Blue Beetle and Batgirl. And when the new guy took over, he's like, "We're not doing series. We're not turning this into Netflix. We're going to choose one of these to go to the theaters." And they thought Blue Beetle was the best shot, and I thought it was great.
Yeah.
So same actor, same everything, and they will continue. I believe this is going to be in the universe. So like, and James Gunn already said like Frank Grillo plays in Creature Commandos. He plays
He plays the grind the what was it? Not Rick Grimes. What's his name?
y'all know who he is.
Yeah.
So he's reprising that role in Superman. So like the actors in the animated series for the most part are going to be the same actors when we see them in live action. So I'm just loving the
Rick
commitment.
Flag Senior. There you
Rick
go.
Flag Sr. And I'm loving the commitment to that. So hopefully we'll see a live action Blue Beetle. There's going to be a dynamic duo animated film about Dick Grayson and Jason Todd and how they became Robins. They're still unsure if that's going to be canon or not, because
Okay.
James Gunn is also committed to there being an Elseworlds where there's things that they're going to make that aren't going to be connected.
Look, there's some great Elseworld stories, and I have no problem with it. I enjoy those stories. It's nice to take a break outside of whatever universe you're building and just have a standalone,
Yeah.
kind of all-inclusive, like one serving of one story arc, and that's it. So
Well, that's
I think
Robert Pattinson's the Batman.
that's
That's
it.
the next news is that it's his Batman will not be the one that's connected to the DCU. So that is just him, the Penguin. That's an Elseworld universe.
It's good. Fine with that.
I'm cool with that. Although the Batman still doesn't have a script ready, so they're supposed to start shooting it like the end of this year. It's taking forever. Robert Pattinson's not going to be a young Bruce Wayne when
No.
they shoot this in it. It's going to be crazy. The Waller series is on pause, as well as Booster Gold is on pause. Booster Gold may not be happening. James Gunn in the beginning said that if the script isn't right, we're not moving forward. So there's projects like Sergeant Rock and Clayface that are getting the green light. And he was
Clayface
like,
to be dope is like a horror. It's like, is
that's
it be
that's the
horror?
plan. It's going to be horror. And James Gunn was like, we had no intention of making a Clayface movie, but when these guys brought the script across the desk, it's one of the best scripts we've read so far. So it's like that's we got to make it.
I can see it.
The Authority is on the Authority is not going any further. They're not doing the Authority. James Gunn said that it was hard to figure out the story, especially I guess making it relevant in a world where there's the boys.
Yeah.
So like we already got something that's just like it killing it. How do you? So and they're working on Teen Titans. Crypto will get a series of short films, which is interesting.
Okay.
Leading up to the Superman movie.
That'd be cool.
And we're getting a bunch of these animated projects right here. Let me show you, which is pretty fun. I don't know if they're in continuity yet, but we're getting Starfire. We're getting My Adventures with Green Lantern and Superpower. So My Adventures with Green Lantern is going to follow actually Jessica Cruz, this high school girl.
Yeah.
Who gets the Green Lantern ring.
So she was great in that. What was that movie? So one of the few good modern DC movies we got, anime movies we got. She was the Green Lantern in it, and she was actually that character fit really well. It was really good.
It's dope, and I don't know if it's in continuity to the DCU, but I believe it is. No, I don't think it is, but it's in continuity to My Adventures with Superman.
Yeah.
Which I think fits the tone. Starfire.
Have you finished the second season of that?
Yeah, it's dope. You crazy.
I have to finish it.
Starfire is going to be pretty much her origin story.
Okay.
And
is she just a princess from another planet?
Something like that. I don't know her. I don't know her a lot. I know her a little bit from Titans and the cartoons. And Superpowers is going to kind of be like a Sky High. Okay. You have like these teenage heroes. I think Black Lightning's one of them in high school, learning to like use their powers and Martian Manhunter's like the principal. So this might be more towards like
younger audience, younger
demographic. I think all these cartoons right here are geared towards the younger audience, which I'm not like Chris. It's for kids. This is
You
for
need to have
kids.
it for kids because you need to for you to get guys like us talking about this. You need the content like that. So these guys, you can't just be all for us all the time.
Well, I think the fanboys forget like what we enjoyed as children. Like I think they
Right,
forget, like it wasn't peak. What we liked wasn't peak storytelling.
right,
So
right, right,
like
right.
we were kids.
You just need stuff. You need to punch bad guys and stuff blow up, and that's it.
That's
And
that's
see our characters on the screen.
that's about it, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, that's pretty much it of the DC movie news. Supergirl is into production right now. Superman's in post production. Uh, I think James Gunn said, like, when he took over, he got a text from Jason Momoa that just was like Lobo exclamation points. So, I think it's great. I think we're in good hands here, and I'm very excited to see what they come up with. Um, so, big toy news,
Oh,
Chris.
let's talk about
Well,
it.
first, before you grab your figures, we got to talk about this
All right.
right here. So Mattel has the master license for DC Comics. So they're taking over the license from McFarlane Toys. Now, McFarlane Toys may still be able to do the 66 retro line or the Superpowers line, maybe. But as far as like the main like DC multiverse, from what I believe, Mattel is covering that. So that hit me like a ton of bricks because I'm all in.
I know.
I bought too much.
I know. I
I'm
know.
all in. I'm all in.
Look, I have a probably a unpopular opinion about this.
Oh gosh.
I'm not that upset about this. And I'll tell you why. I've been getting a little bit of fatigue when it comes to McFarlane figures. They don't blow up my skirt anymore. Like I have to have a obscure figure or something.
You ain't get Icon.
I didn't get Icon yet. I did not. I need
You're
Icon
over
for my.
your head right now.
I need Icon for my affirmative action collection.
Right.
But I think I'm curious to see what Marvel does. What Mattel does different.
Mattel's gonna kill it. I have no doubt Mattel's gonna kill it. Um, Even if their figures come out like Marvel Legends, which I think Marvel Legends does a really great job.
Yeah, so I have a Marvel Legends one here too to show.
I mean, I would say their tooling is better than McFarlane. Like pinless joints, they don't have ugly ball joints on the wrist. So I'm not saying like McFarlane is the best in the game, but when you commit to the toy line, like there's these toy tubers that I love, Ahsoka the Geek, and a bunch of them who were like bought all the DC Mattel 6 years ago and have like
Right.
their whole like those DC Universe books you open up, you see all the heroes. That's his
Yep.
shelf.
Yep.
And then he did it with DC Collectibles. And then he did it with McFarlane Toys because it's like I want them all. I want to collect the entire line, and it's like I can't do that.
Here's my last DC collectible that's still in the box.
Right.
Is Talon. So
Right.
here's the thing McFarlane did. So McFarlane did something for us that no other toy company did. We had toys like this, and I think you have this toy, this Superman, right?
I don't. I have the regular color one.
Okay, so we had toys like this, which was, I guess, you classify as like play grade toy, where it's meant to be played with.
Yeah.
And then you had toys like, NECA and Mafex, where you kind of move up. McFarlane gave us something
in between, brother.
where you can still collect, but not
wired cape. Wired cape.
Come on, man.
Wired cape. That's the thing. Is like he's giving us. Yeah, like we're not spending $100 for this figure.
Right.
Wired cape. Well, if Mattel gives us a wired cape, then but it sucks. We still have a year left.
We do. We do. And I think McFarlane's not perfect. I think that even though I'm at a $22 price point for most retail stuff, I don't expect to have two left hands. I don't expect to have
quality control got crazy.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I felt like we got a lot of repetition, and I felt like there were some moves that were obvious cash grabs. Like you'd give us mass and unmasked, which was it was like a different head, which is okay. It's cool, I get it. But
but by a whole well, I think the scaling was troublesome. I have Power Girl, and she's literally taller than just about every figure I have. So you
yeah,
want to put her on the shelf with Superman, he is looking up to her. Like the size difference is crazy.
yeah.
Um,
I have one of these extra large figures here from McFarlane, which I thought was cool. Like we got so as I'm talking about McFarlane, and I don't want to say I'm complaining about McFarlane because I have a lot of McFarlane, but I have the dark side here.
yeah.
So we got a lot of great, great, great stuff from McFarlane. I
Hmm.
just I am ready for a change. I'm ready for something a little bit different. I'm ready to feel like I'm just ready to try something new. I am.
I feel
And
like McFarlane was just hitting his stride.
so here's the difference between your collecting and my collecting. Your collecting is more thematic than my collecting
I
is.
do. They have spaces here, Chris.
Right, right. Whereas my collecting, I'm more of if I'm into this now, I want this figure now in whatever form I can get it in. So,
Yeah, but
like,
and for me, it's like, oh, I want the movie figures, right? So I'm like, I got Henry Cavill on the shelf with the Christopher Reeve that scales well together.
that's
So
dope.
then I get David Cornsweet, the new Superman. So I can have like 3 Supermen that scale well. But if I get him and then Mattel makes a freaking new Superman figure that's like this, that ain't gonna work for me.
But we're assuming it's going to be 6 inch. We don't know the scale Mattel's going to go with.
That's true. That's true. I mean, honestly, it's gonna be good. And if it's not, then I'm just gonna buy less, but buy higher end figures.
Right. So I think McFarlane gave us an excuse to buy a lot, and it got to the point where where even at discount, you're like, screw it, I'll just buy it. I'll buy Commander Steel or whatever this dude's name is for $6. Like,
Because it would peg warm.
right, right. So it's like it let you explore different toys, different lines, different stuff because
Okay,
of the price point.
here's my last complaint, because I don't know what Mattel's going to do, and I've gone back and forth with some guys who are into toys about how Mattel might is better, because McFarlane does have issues, but like we were getting so deep into the line where he was now making figures like this,
Yeah,
Chris. Like
yeah.
we were finally getting into a place where now he's going to start making the obscure figures, and now it's feel like, well, now Mattel, they're probably not going to start with a Captain Carrot. That's probably like
They
years
better start
away.
with Captain Carrot.
Right. Well, that's my point. So they're probably going to start with what? Batman, Superman. And it's like with McFarlane, we were finally starting to move beyond.
That's true. That's true. In
We
fact,
got Icon.
we did get Icon, which I have to get. Here's one of the few last Mattel DC figures before I don't know what year this came out,
I
but
think
this is Mutant from the Dark Knight
it
Returns.
was like 2018.
Yeah. But the figure, it's a dope figure. I mean, it
And
doesn't have.
I'm not comparing what Mattel made 6 years ago to what they will make now. Like I won't
That's
do
very
that.
true. The casting, the technology has come a long way, and I think even with so that's another reason why I'm excited. So McFarlane's established you're doing the same things over and over and over again. And the only time we get an innovative figure is you get your was it Captain Carrot, whatever his name is.
Bro, no, man. Look at this.
It's
Okay, hold
true
on.
though, Lawrence.
Hold
It's
the
true.
phone. Hold the phone. Hold the phone.
I know you're gonna pull up
Farland
the
be coming out with the sculpts, bro.
well, so okay. With some exceptions, to be fair, but don't tell me we're getting a lot of stuff that's the same. It's when we're getting stuff that's like they have to get a new sculpt is when we get some innovation.
But isn't that like most toy lines? Like when Hasbro does the same thing.
Well, you know who was so the old school DC Direct, like this body that they use for this Batman Beyond is the same body on the Superman, same body on the Green Lantern.
They all do that.
Yeah, they do.
They all because then they can afford to do a Captain Carrot. Then I'm just listening. Somebody's in the chat. Who it
Who's
is,
there?
etc. So forth and so on.
Etc.
Yo, etc. Let me know. Like, how do you feel about this DC Mattel situation?
He asked. I told him I sent him my semi unpopular opinion.
Man, because well, before we move on from this topic, what are some McFarlane figures you would like him to make that he hasn't made yet before he's done making DC Multiverse?
So I know we talked about it. I know it's coming out. Phantasm. I want.
But DC Multiverse,
Uh,
the 7-inch line, because he might still be, like Spin Master still would make like he still might make the others or whatever.
Yeah. I'm looking around and see what
Mystery Men action figures. Why do I think of the Ben Stiller movie when you said that? I'm looking that up. I actually don't know Mystery Men.
I don't know. I know of them. I don't know them.
Hold on. Oh yeah. Oh, you went. Oh yeah, you went old school. That'd be kind of dope. Well,
Lawrence, you and I spoke about this. I want a cartoon accurate Static Shock.
Nuclear Man from Superman 4. Yes, that'd be dope. That's what I'm saying, Chris. With McFarlane's line, we're finally getting to a place where he can make a Nuclear Man, and it's okay.
Right. It's
but
true.
yeah, a comic accurate Static Shock will be dope. I would love a George Reeves Superman. Because you can do that in color and make the platinum black and white, which would be dope.
Yep.
And you can be on the shelf of my other Superman figures. Definitely that David Corn sweat. They got to make that in the Superman figure. And we need a Black Canary. That'd be fun.
Do we have a Catman?
We got a cat. We got Catman before Black Canary. That's also the problem with Fraud. He was not making these women figures at all. They made us wait 5 years for like a classic Wonder Woman. Yeah, I would love a Black Canary, a Static Shock, a classic Static Shock with the Malcolm X hat. Actually, not even the cartoon, the Malcolm X hat.
Oh man, Shock. The Static Shock we have now looks like Whoopi Goldberg. We both have that Static Shock.
Nope, because I changed my head sculpt. You have that Static Shock. Mine.
You have Virgil. I have Whoopi Goldberg.
All right, let's move on to we have a lot more news and not enough time, so let's move on. So there was a massive toy fair. All right,
which you and I have gotten to in the past, and you did not remember.
I did not remember. Hold on, Dean Cain Superman. Yes, give me the the way they did the Batman movie figure line. Give me that with Superman.
Yeah.
Give me that. And then can we get a Tyler Hoechlin?
Or give me the Flash. Give me the Flash for the Flash series too.
Yes. See, I feel like if we were getting there, we need a Michael. We do, and if we don't get a Batman Returns figure, that's terrible.
We need a Bruce Wayne.
Dude, we need a Clark Kent. We need like this, like we can have a whole Secret Identity wave. I mean, so much. All right, so let's talk about the toy fair. Yes, Chris, we did go to a toy fair, and I forgot.
Not a toy fair, the toy fair in New York City, the one that's not open to the public.
I'm sorry. McFarlane showed us that we're finally getting the classic Superman that we've always wanted. And first, these pictures are courtesy of Rob D Toys. Once this isn't live anymore, his Instagram handle will be in the description below because he was there and I ripped most of these pictures off his IG. So thanks, Robbie Toys. He's a big collector. Takes amazing figure photography. Check him out. So we're finally getting this Superman toy that is kind of in the vein, same body as this, which
Yeah.
this is kind of the definitive Superman body. So I'm very excited. I don't like the black.
Border around the S.
Not a fan of that, but I'll take it. We're getting a Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow figure, which
Okay.
looks fire. That's a wired cape.
Wire Cape
Sick.
does it for me, baby.
Yeah, it always does it for me, baby.
It does.
And then we're getting a Kingdom Come Superman.
Yes, please. Yes,
And it's
please.
hard to tell by the picture, but technically it's him in Justice Society, which is still Kingdom Come Superman. It's
Yep.
hard to tell from the picture, but he does
It's
have
gray.
gray. He does have gray on the sides.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's the gray.
We're getting a Superman versus Godzilla 2-pack because they have
We
the
have the Superman. We have the. Was it? Is it
Batman
Superman
versus
King Kong?
King Kong, and this is actually the Superman figure I want. His belt loops should be painted red. See, that's that McFarlane stuff. I prefer this one over that one.
You know what? You know what I would
like
like
this.
to see? A Batman versus Predator line too. I want to see McFarlane Predator.
There's so much to do. You know,
Yeah,
McFarlane kills those monsters. Come on. And then we're getting a Hawk Girl, which is freaking great because we need.
So, which is the same wings from the Hawk Man, the same folding wings. Actually,
I think it's different.
I'm looking at my Hawkman back here.
Is it folded?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe the same.
Helen Slater, Supergirl. Yes. Just give. I'm not ready for this line to go. There's just too much left. I love this Green Lantern figure.
Yeah.
And like obscure figures like Starman. And if you see behind the Green Lantern, that's freaking Hour Man. Like we're getting into those, which I feel like it takes a while before you've made enough money to invest in characters like that.
Yeah.
And then we're getting into the DC the Super Friends line, using the 1966 kind of retro style bodies, which is pretty fun.
They're 6-inch, right?
There's a lot of fun DC McFarlane stuff, man. And let's cruise over to Mattel, since we're talking about Mattel. We're getting more of the cartoon He-Man figures.
I'm surprised because these sold terribly.
Well, those were the origins. This is specifically styled after the Filmation figures.
Even those the retro ones still sold terribly. They were on sale. I did a lot of videos back in the day of those toy hunting, and they were always there.
These are different. These are those ones are origins based off of the retro original toy line. This is based off of the cartoon. So if you look around his wrist, it's smooth.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's going to sell any better, but I think they did sell well enough to keep going. I think they just made too much.
I mean, someone okayed it, but I'll take it. I'll buy it. But
this is Faker right here. You can see his eyes are glowing because the Faker in the cartoon wasn't blue. He was just a robot He-Man.
Right.
And then we have Orko from the cartoon. I might have to I don't have an Orko. I actually might pick this guy up.
I don't have an Orko either.
And then they have this.
That's Thunder Punch He-Man, right?
No, this is regular He-Man, but it's. Well, let me see what you're seeing. Yeah, that's regular He-Man.
I thought he had a backpack on.
But it's not Origins. It's actually. It looks exactly like what we had as kids.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I'm like, are they coming out with just an extremely classic retro style? Because I will definitely pick that up. And etc. Are you crazy? I'll pick that up too. A Nicolas Cage Superman.
Almost like if they were to do a what if line, like what or what could have been, like stuff that was rumored to be made, and then.
Well, McFarlane is so weird that I can see them coming out with the Nicolas Cage. I can't see any other toy line.
No,
doing Nicolas Cage Superman.
Yeah, like what could have been like or remember we were supposed to get the Justice League movie and we were supposed to have they made the models based on that. Like what could have been, this could have been what we had. That would be kind of dope, man.
McFarlane gave us an entire George Clooney Batman and Robin wave of figures.
I got them. Yep.
They make no sense. I have him too, but he's the guy. Like no other toy maker would double down on Batman and Robin, that
Right.
a failed movie from 1997.
Right.
So yeah, I feel like he would have given us a Nick Cage eventually, maybe. And then, I'm excited about these, Chris. So Mattel is doing a crossover with Thundercats and
Oh, I see
Master of
the
the Universe.
I see the Mumra.
So it's like it's Mumrod and Skeletor together.
Oh, that's kind of dope.
But what gets me really excited, first of all, look at that. Look at this is
Battle Cat.
fire. Battle Cat is but this is what gets me excited right here.
Panthro and
Panthro and
Man at
Man at
Arms.
Arms.
That's fire.
But what's cool is when you have Lion-O and He-Man, but what's really dope is that they're giving you accessories where you can actually just make him like Mumra.
Yo.
And they're giving him accessories where you can just make him, so you can have a Lion-O that scales perfectly with like your collector's edition He-Man figure.
That is dope. That mashup is fire.
I'm getting that.
I'm spending my money on that. 100%.
I'm getting that. Etc. says, I feel the whole thing with Mattel and McFarlane. It reminds me of the WCW WWF video game when WCW dropped because they didn't want to do the same development. Yeah. Although I love that freaking Nitro game. That game was sick. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. And for that reason, I feel like Mattel, they're not going to make 7-inch figures. They're not going to make something that's compatible or comparable. They're going to do their own thing, and the people want 6-inch figures. Where are we? But there's even more Thundercats. So I think this is
Tigra.
Is this Super 7? Super 7 has their series
of
Thundercats.
Disappointed me.
Yeah,
and now they're coming out with O-ring G.I. Joe figures. I'm starting to see some, but they only have the crappy ones on the shelves. I haven't had any good, really relative figures that I want to take a chance on. But I'm waiting to give a shot to the Super 7 O-ring figures coming out.
Well, yeah, and let us know. Let me know.
Will.
And then Marvel's dropping their Marvel Selects figures, I think it's called, which looks freaking great. I think I want to say, is this the one that's $40? There's one that's $40, but
they're expensive. The Marvel figures are expensive. Etc. You collect Marvel figures? I know you post a lot of the DC figures, but I don't you see. I know you do a lot of wrestling in DC, but do you do a lot of Marvel?
Do I have? I don't think I have them. I thought I had them. There's this War Machine one that I'm getting because it looks freaking fire.
Well,
I'll see if I can post a picture. And then they're doing the Daredevil series. Now this is something you might be interested in, Chris, but you're not getting these. You'll never get these. Which is Mondo. I mean, they're the truest scale and the truest depiction, except they're just massive and expensive.
Go back to the Clayface. So
it looks like this will be the last year for me collecting McFarlane. Well, maybe not. McFarlane might hold on to superpowers. He might still do superpowers, and he might still do the retro 66, but he's not doing multiverse. We don't really know what the deal is. What were you saying, Chris?
Can you go back to the Clayface real quick? Okay, you see how they proportioned the Clayface? Mm-hmm. So they still kept the anime series aesthetic without giving us this like lopsided barrel. I'm looking for an animated figure to grab. Here's a Flash, right? Which is not from Batman the Animated Series, but still from the Genieverse. So these figures were so lopsided that look how skinny the ankles were. And
well, I mean, but that's the thing.
Even on the stand, they had a hard time standing them up.
You're looking at probably a $200 figure.
Well, I'll keep looking at it then. I'll keep my.
It's like you wonder why it stands up. Yeah. I collect some Marvel, but of any reason, I only picked up the Deadpool.
I got the same and Wolverine, like $40 right? Etc. I got the same one.
I got the Deadpool, but I think mine is actually styled after Deadpool 2.
Mine's the Legacy Collection.
Yeah. That's a great figure. But yeah, but I mean,
Batman Beyond. You know how I feel about Batman Beyond
you
figure.
you and what they did with Mondo is amazing. If you have the coin and the space to display Mondo,
That's
they're dope. But they're big babies. And then we're getting into like this is more Masters of the Universe
that
stuff.
is Masters. What is that?
This
Skeletal?
is so they have like a Masterverse line where like they'll kind of like take them and pretty much just like their multiverse line. That was
Huh.
just interesting. And I want to show you this, Chris, because this is coming back.
Oh, my buddy,
Yo,
my
I
buddy.
might have to get that. He's too old for it, but I might get it from Christian just so I can like
Where I
have it.
go, he
But
goes.
his shoes should be hard plastic. I don't know what this soft stuff is.
No shoot.
And look at this. They're coming out
Gem,
with
Gem
Gem.
with the
Like
holograms. Oh, Gem. I don't
80s
remember any of
babies
that.
are going nuts. You have a Wesley Snipes blade and Thomas Jane. When did is that from back in the day?
I don't have a Wesley Snipes blade. I have a comic blade from Marvel Legends. I don't have the Wesley Snipes blade though.
I wonder how that looks.
Probably
And
don't.
then and back to DC Multiverse. We're getting a Killing Joke Joker, which is
Dope.
very similar to the
I
three
have that
Jokers.
one, but not the.
You have the Hawaiian shirt or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we're into NECA. NECA's doing some funky things with
Funk
Ninja
thing.
Turtles.
I've seen some of it on the shelves already.
This looks great.
That crank is fire.
That looks amazing. Like it's like their monster verse, and
Oh, that series is a banger.
it's a lot of. There's so many turtles. It's like from 2012.
That series is official.
Well,
Official. That's the Nickelodeon series. That's what Nickelodeon. I think that's when the Turtles first went to Nickelodeon.
they drop an entire line if you're feeling froggy, and if you see the Foot Clan behind them. So check that out.
The Foot Clan was actually robots in this series.
Was it?
Yeah.
Again, so they can like use weapons on them.
Yeah, he's
in the
weapons.
kids
You
show.
slice them up and bash them up, which is cool.
But we're also getting like these Ninja Turtle figures, which are pretty cute.
I'm not
Like,
sure what series that's from, but the series after that series was trash.
they like at the toy fair, and I don't have all the pictures. There's so many different lines
So
of
many
turtles coming out. They got the Last Ronins. They have ones that are comic book. There's a lot. Like if you're a Ninja Turtles guy, you almost have your pick of which one.
I mean, even right now, you go to the store right now, there's like 4 or 5 Ninja Turtle lines.
Dude, I mean, I have Mutant Mayhem. That's it. I want to talk about this. It's Power Rangers. Hasbro sold the guy, Playmates obtained the license, so Playmates is now taking over the Power Rangers figures, and we're getting new flip 'em heads.
New flipping heads. Look at the side profile. They still have it kind of.
It's tough. It's still having real. Well, there's a lot of criticism about these figures because they're very toyetic, right? They're made for children, and there's images of their kind of collector's line, but it still looks like it's made for kids too. And that's my biggest question: is if you're making Power Rangers, but you're making it for children, why is it Mighty Morphin?
Right. It should be whatever.
Whatever the like. Why would kids want? Why would little kids want Mighty? Because they're doubling down. Like there's masks, there's morphers they're doing. Like they're doing the whole Mighty Morphin line. I'm like, it's not 1995.
No, so the Power Rangers one Nickelodeon, the most recent one is I forgot. But here's the deal. When it comes to figures like that are like McFarlane-esque with 22 points of articulation and stuff like that, they don't really play that well. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like to play with it is not like.
Well, I guess you can't play with them, but my question is there any room for a toyetic Mighty Morphin line? Because it's got people our age grew up with Mighty Morphin,
right? So
and honestly, and Chris, to be quite honest with you, the Lightning collection from Hasbro, you can play with this, and it still looks like a collector's item.
Yeah,
that's my worry about Mattel, and I'm not saying Mattel will do that, but that's a downgrade.
Yeah. So I have a bunch of Lightning collection upstairs, from Cosmic Fury and I don't know what other line.
I think I got a
Dino Fury.
Here.
And
yeah, look at like that. You can play with this.
Yeah.
So and my point isn't whether these are well made or not. I guess my point is I don't understand making something so toy for the Power Rangers that adult
Who's the
collectors
target audience for? Is it collectors or is
for
it kids?
Mighty Morphin
Yeah, for
specifically.
Mighty Morphin. That makes sense. That makes
So
sense.
I'm very curious.
Unless it's like kind of pull the superpowers thing where they think they're trying to hit two demographics where you hit enough nostalgia with the flipping heads where guys like us will buy it, but it's still simple enough and
But I
fun enough
think
where
Hasbro did Flippin' Heads as well.
it wasn't. Did they?
I think they did.
'Cause it was Bandai who did it first, right? Bandai had the first
Well, way
license.
back in the day, but I think we've had a modern Flippin' Head. The only Power Rangers figures that I have is the Yellow Ranger from the original Power Rangers movie. Is the
Oh,
chrome one?
those are cool.
The chrome one? um so yeah. So I'm just curious. I want to succeed. I love Power Rangers. And some figures, oh, I missed this. This is what you're looking for, Chris. See that
Yeah,
Phantom behind?
that's the
See
Phantasm.
her?
I
Now
need that
fan
in my life. What's the
now
builder figure that goes along with that?
Bruce Wayne, sir.
Oh my goodness!
So you get the Phantasm.
There's my money.
You gotta get Poison Ivy.
Yep.
You gotta get Bane.
Yep. Okay.
And
Great.
there's one, and you gotta get. I don't have a picture of him, but you gotta get the Cyborg Batman.
Which I already have. The Hardak Batman.
I
I
don't know.
have that. That came with the lockup builder figure.
Hold on. I don't think it's that one. It's not the one with the eyes that are red. It's like his
His lips
face is
always
half
bother me, babe.
soup cooling. No, it's like half his face looks like it's torn off.
That's from
Half his face.
that's a replicant episode. That's still the Hardak. That's still the Hardak Batman.
I don't know. You know better than me. But that's the fourth figure, and then you'll build a Bruce Wayne. So you got to get the Bane.
I'm fine with that. I mean, I'm fine with Poison Ivy, Bane, Phantasm. These are figures I'd want anyway. So,
And then you
and
see they're also coming. Are they coming out with some of the newer Batman anime series with that version of the Riddler and Scarecrow? You see a piece of him there
yeah,
too.
yeah, I see that. I didn't
But
like that Scarecrow.
but yo, I mean that's kind of it at the toy fair. I mean, there's so much more. I always whenever I do Talking Geek, I always say like I'm giving you guys the news, but really it's whatever I like.
Yeah.
It's
You
really
can't be mad.
whatever I
It's
like.
your show. You can't be mad at that.
But I'm pretty excited for that. What I saw from DC Multiverse, as far as the toys are concerned, and that War Machine is sick. See if I'll just pull it up on my phone and show
Take a
you.
look because I can find it real quick.
Man, it is so great. Um, that's why I didn't save it into that folder. Rookie over here.
I got it right here. This is it right here. Here, let me share.
Share that sucker. Yes.
Now where are you now? Where's the War Machine? I just lost it.
You're on. I see it
Where do you see it?
on my screen.
Oh, you do see it on your screen. Yep,
Yeah.
that's this right here.
So you make it a little bigger. You make it a little bigger and get rid of the other ones.
Let's see if I can visit. No, it's just jumping me. It's jumping me to another. Let me see if I can find a better picture of it. But,
Here, I throw my phone up real
yep.
quick. Like,
It looks dope, man.
look at that face.
It looks so cool.
I'm gonna get this, and then I'm like, well, I can't get him and not have an Iron Man that goes with him, and there I am, Chris.
Yeah, that's how you go down the rabbit hole, bro.
How
That's
can,
how
like
it starts.
honestly, so you're telling me that you can get a DC multiverse Robin and not get a Batman that goes with him? I mean, you can get a Batman without a Robin, but can you get a Robin without a Batman?
It's funny you say that. That's probably why this is still the package because I don't have the Batman that goes with it because I have 2 or 3 armored Batmans already, and I'm asking myself, do I need another armored Batman to go with the mutant?
Well, you
But
would have to like find a 6-inch one that works.
yeah. I mean, I have a bunch of 6-inch ones. Like, I think this was a Toy Fair exclusive. This one.
But I mean, See, that's it. You'll have any Batman fight him, and like that doesn't work. That doesn't work for me. Like
Lawrence,
I can't have him on. I can't have him on the show fighting Doomsday,
Lawrence,
Chris.
look how pouchy that belt is. That belt is overly pouchy. That's like
It's,
gratuitously pouchy.
he's showing off. If anything, we need a Keanu Reeves Constantine. We do, and glad you brought that up because Keanu Reeves said that he wants to make a Constantine too.
I love Constantine.
And they've gone to DC Studios to start to talk to get the green light to start developing it. I would love it.
Have you watched Constantine recently?
When we covered it on Three Brothers and a Shot of Milk, we did a retro. It's good. One last thing I'll say about 6-inch figures is this Spider Boy I got from Marvel Legends is amazing.
Right.
Overpriced, but amazing.
Right.
But what I really love about it is that it's a 6-inch figure, so it goes perfectly with my Mayfix Spider-Man.
There you go.
So if I'm able to take my other 6-inch figures and they work, like I had the Mayfix Superman, and I can like use the Mattel figure and they look good together, we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do.
I'm down.
We'll see what we can do. All right, etc. What did you say? And then we're going to get out of here. What did you guys think of the 3 Spider-Man No Way Home figures? Honestly, what are you talking about? Always in arm's reached. Dude, honestly, they are great. I think they're better than the SH Figure Arts, in my opinion. I think SH Figure Arts might have a better Tom Holland, maybe, but I don't think they have a better. They don't have a better Andrew Garfield. I like them. The head sculpts are pretty cool. I love them, so I'm happy I got them. Got 3 Spider-Men. See, Chris, and they need to be in scale.
Yeah, I get that. I'm not disputing the need to have them in the same size, but
speaking of 3 brothers and a shot of milk, when's the next show? I don't know.
That's up to the rest of the brothers.
That's up to the rest of the brothers. But in the meantime, you can geek out with us, and then maybe we'll do 3 brothers in a shot. I don't know. But we appreciate you for asking and appreciate you for checking in. Etc. is a good dude, man.
He is a good dude. It was funny. Except I felt bad the last show that we recorded 3 brothers. I was trying to get him onto the show and jump on, but by the time he responded, we were logging off already.
Man. We'll see. Maybe 3 brothers. Maybe it'll Daredevil.
Ooh, yeah. We'll see what happens in the chat.
See what happens. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. We're at over 300 subscribers, so continue to subscribe, like, hit that notification bell, and I guess we'll be back.
Thanks for having me.
Same geeky time. Yeah, Chris is like the Green Ranger. So he may be here, he may not be here, but when we need him, he's always gonna be
here. I
fit
in every series, no matter where it is. I just fit in.
Tommy will just show up whenever.
I'll be in space. I'll be
like wherever. Like, Tommy, you 45 years old. Like, don't matter.
Why are you with high school kids?
Shut up, fool. Hold on, Lawrence. Just to let you know, the wife and I did watch Superman and Lois, and there are a few words and feelings that I have to say, but I don't know you guys are going to be getting ready. Oh, please. I mean, Chris, if you don't mind him talking about Superman and Lois real quick.
Nah, go ahead.
Go ahead, please. You know I loved it. What are your thoughts on Chris? Before he might crap on the show, let me tell you, it's amazing.
I know. You said it. Jack has said it. I know. It's good. I just, you know what? There's a lot to watch, and I just haven't gotten to it yet.
I'll tell you what's really great about it is since, like, it knew it had to end because they didn't want to have 2 Supermen in production. Like, the series end. It does something that you never get. They finish the Superman story.
Yeah.
Like, there is a finale, and it's done. And, like, we never get that with Batman. You never get that with the big ones.
Right.
Very similar to how, like, if you read Invincible, it's so good because it does conclude.
Yeah.
They don't just so. It's good, man. It's really good. And Tyler Hoechlin, fight me. He's the best live action Superman ever,
We'll see.
ever, ever. Does he look like the best depiction from comic to screen? No, 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 no. Is his portrayal the best? Like, bar none. Like, it's not even a contest. It's not even a contest. This dude is able to give you heartfelt, geeky, heroic, without you ever feeling like he's putting on a mask. It just feel like different aspects of Clark's personality. And they all feel like the same guy, but also all feel like they're not. Okay, Tyler did grow on me as Superman, even though I still can't see him as Superman. But the persona and betrayal he did was on point. Lois, I have the same feeling on. However, I did not like the direction. What season are you in? Did you finish it? What season are you in? You didn't like the portrayal.
Yeah.
What season are you in? Chris, watch it. Stop playing around.
I'm gonna watch.
Stop being a turd burglar.
I'll do my best.
Sarah, let me know what season you're in, and then we're gonna hop off.
Because it's gonna be.
And there's my chance of getting monetized. Etc. What season are you in? Is he still here?
I forgot I had this.
Well, you'll let us know, etc. What season you're in. If you didn't, I would say definitely keep watching it. Oh, you finished it. Well, the last season was rushed. It was. I mean, they're with James Gunn taking over and then greenlighting Superman. Their season got cut in half, as well as their budget. So a lot of the actors that were on the series were all put on recurring. So not the actors, they didn't. It was rushed, but the end, man, chef's freaking kiss. We'll talk to you later, bro. Have a wonderful week, Chris. You have a good week. We got to get out of here.
Thank you for having me.
This ain't Three Brothers in a Shot of Milk. We can't go on for 4 hours.
No,
I got to get out of here.
I got stuff to do.
I got stuff to do.
Good
anyway, thank y'all so much for watching. Like I said, hit that notification bell, like, subscribe, go into the comment section. Let us know your thoughts on these toys, this news, and we'll be back. Same geeky time, same geeky channel.